Hart has completed 8 frames, and he leads Roger Tramp by 10 pins. Bob has been bowling for a long time, and I asked him what winning the ABC Senior Masters would mean to him.
Well, that would mean a tremendous amount to me. I've, as you say, bowled for the biggest part of my life, and this being the biggest tournament, my affiliation with the ABC over the years has been a very good one, and in addition to the PBA, in conjunction with the PBA, I think this would be a great, great win. I couldn't ask for more.
9th frame right here. Needs a strike. Solid 10 this time. Very good shot. Not a good result.
It's been a tale of good break, bad break. Bob Hart had the good breaks early in the match. Roger Tramp is getting the good breaks later in the match, but the outcome is certainly up in the air as Bob has a 9-pin lead, looking to convert the second 10-pin in a row.
Has it?
That's why they use those harder balls, Mike. That ball was left off his hand, but it slid down there and took care of the 10-pin.
Well, 9th frame. Roger now with a strike can take the lead for the first time in the match.
Can not only take the lead, but has the opportunity within his own hands to shut Bob Hart out if he were to take it out. His game plan, generally, when he really needs a strike, is not to throw the ball to the right. As you see, he does throw this a little bit straighter toward the pocket. The ball just holding very nicely. And the only thing that could have stood was the 8-pin. You can tell by that reaction it didn't.
Leads by 1, working on 3 in a row, heads to the 10th frame.
Not much Bob can do right now except watch.
Solid 10. Great shot.
You know, we have an opportunity for a tie in this match.
Anything can happen yet, right?
Yes, it certainly can. Right now, they're tied to the pin.
So this spare
must have this spare, and then needs to fill 10 in the next fill shot frame, would force Bob Hart to double to win or strike spare to tie.
Cross lane at the 10-pin.
Good spare shooter. High hard one at the 10-pin.
Looking at the score, saw a little dejection on his face there as he looked at it, but he's got to pump himself up for this field ball.
Yeah, he knows the importance of this shot. If he were to not strike here, it would really open the door for Bob Hart to win. Bob still has a chance to strike out and win anyway, even if he does strike. Both of our players taking their time.
Another 10-pin.
And he is not pleased with the way his ball would not carry. Made good shots, maybe a little bit of tension in his release. Wasn't able to get them all down.
That's to be expected as we watch this final ball.
You'll see it's nicely into the pocket. He's waiting for the 6 to take out the 10, and it just lays in the channel.
Well, he climbed halfway up the 10, but just couldn't get it out.
Now, the story right now is for Bob Hart. He must strike to win this match. He strikes here and then gets a spare or a strike in his next ball. He's the winner. Perfect. Could not have made a better shot right there, Mike. Just put the ball high flush into the pocket. That ball was directly in the pocket when it left his hand. It didn't hook much.
Not a lot of revolutions on that ball.
No, and now he just needs a mark. Beverly's still a little bit nervous, but feeling pretty good about her man.
She can hardly breathe.
Maybe a lot nervous.
She can hardly breathe.
Well, we know the best kind of mark is just a strike. He'd love to get it over with right now on this shot. Both of our players have bowled very good games technically. That's got to stop.
Oh, he tripped the 4 out.
Oh. He almost looked like he was a little bit upset that all he did was trip the 4, didn't trip the 9 out with it. But I would be willing to bet that he can take care of the 9-pin. He's made it earlier in the match, and it looks like it's going to be Bob Hart 205, Roger Tramp 204. But we better let him throw this first.
At the 9 pin. At the 9 pin, and he missed it. We have a tie.
That is an unbelievable error made by Bob Hart, and it really throws momentum to Roger Tramp. Now we have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. We're going to see this ball. This ball was just left off his hand. They just never got it to the right.
Well, he was afraid of missing it on the right, Marshall.
Must have been. That is, it's inexcusable, but it's not necessarily fatal. He still has the opportunity to win in a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
Roger Tramp with new life. Ooh, and he doesn't take advantage. Leaves the 2-4-5. I would have thought that with new life, he'd have just drilled that shot.
That's exactly what I was looking for, too, Mike. You know, he had to feel like he was just going to get ready and get his equipment and leave. And all of a sudden, he's got the opportunity.
Well, the senior players had only missed 4 single-pin spares all year so far. They missed 1 every 21 games.
Well, I guess we have to wait a while for the next one.
At the 2-4-5,
playing it from deep inside.
That was the best way to make it this week.
I think that's a good way to make it, especially if it's just a 2-4-5 with the, if he would have had the 8-pin sleeper, maybe he would have been better off shooting it from outside.
The bowlers are not quite sure how this works. You know, maybe they've never been through it before, but it's just like a normal 9th and 10th frame. Now Bob Hart will bowl his 9th frame and then finish out on the left lane for the 10th frame.
And Bob once again has the opportunity to shut him out if he were to strike in his first few shots. But get the first one now, Bob. He doesn't want to leave any pins left because he doesn't want to shoot any more spares.
That has to shake your confidence. How does he regroup? How does he put all that out of his mind?
Well, I think fortunately for Bob is that Roger did not strike. This is the first time there's been a 9th and 10th frame roll-up on the senior tour all year. And really, there shouldn't have been one, but nothing's for sure. Bob missed the 9 pin. Now he needs to strike here. Put more pressure on Roger Tramp.
Looks good. Oh, it is good. It is good.
One more strike, and he's a winner. Well, he's putting his wife through a lot of torture. Hang in there, Beverly. And hang in there, Roger. He's just hoping to have a chance right now, and his only chance is if Bob doesn't strike here. She's saying a little prayer.
She's saying a lot of things. I'd like to have a screen that I could read her thoughts right now. Looks good. Oh, it went high. He can lose.
Well, with this spare, he'll have 48, and that would set up Roger Tramp needing 2 strikes and 9 in his 10th frame to go on.
At the 4-7, again takes that other ball. It goes straighter.
I'm not sure either one of these gentlemen want to bowl against Earl Anthony.
You never know when they get a game like this and get through it. Sometimes you relax and throw a bunch of strikes.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if Roger gets the 2 strikes and 9 or better and wins this match, he has got to be loose because he was ready to leave the building.
Yeah, he was on the resuscitator and they were pulling the plug.
But the carry has not been good today.
Was there.
Well, he took care of business in the first shot in the 10th. Needs another one for any chance.
You heard. You can see his lips move there. One more.
And he knows how to keep score.
Roger Tramp must strike to stay alive.
Not rushing himself.
Was late, but it went.
He was a little nervous watching that. Now, I thought Bob Hart would make the 9 pin and win the match. I'm going to go on a limb, and I think Roger Tramp will throw 9 or better, and he'll win the match. Maybe I can be right 1 out of 2.
Well, Bob Hart hopes that you're wrong both times.
Oh, he certainly does. And there is a chance for another 9th and 10th frame roll-off if Roger were to get 8.
Light. Oh, he got 9 out of that hit.
Very, very fortunate. And Bob's got to feel terrible about the way that he lost this match.